This program is brought to you by UCKG.
It's happening in every neighborhood.
Open the door! Who is it? Huh? This is why you really want to leave me.
No, I didn't.
Down every street. Sickness, addiction, and violence has been turning countless homes into crime scenes. Suffering, depressed, alone, suicidal.
A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to your program Problems and Solutions of this Tuesday. It's a pleasure to be with you as we are here always giving to you through this program a word of hope, a word of truth. And you noticed, if you have been watching our programs, that every single day we bring different stories, stories. People who have different problems, but many of them, they have big different backgrounds, but all of them, they have the experience with the power of God. They didn't just experience with the power of God, with blessings, but the great majority of them, they experienced a totally transformation of life. And this is exactly what faith does. Faith don't just, solve problems, but faith transforms people's lives. And if you are watching me right now, regardless of your problem, of your situation, regardless of your background, if you are desperate for a change in your life, and when I'm saying if you are desperate, because sometimes you have been going to many ways, knocking at many doors, but nothing has been happening so far, and then you become so frustrated because you don't know what to do with your life. My dear friend, I would like to invite you to stay with us, because you didn't find this program by any coincidence, but this is part of God's plan. God has a plan for you. Maybe you are a person that you have been asking God, if you truly exist, show me a sign. And here is the sign. This program is the sign. Is a sign to change your life. And even if you didn't ask God a sign, but many times you are thinking about how I'm going to solve my problem, how I'm going to get rid of this situation, this program is a sign from heaven to change your life. If you would like our help, right now we have people available. You can call us on our telephone number, you can text us. If you are watching us also on our social media, you can be in contact with us, and we're going to have the pleasure to speak with you. Let's watch now stories of people who their lives turned around, their lives were totally transformed, and we'll be back with you straight after.
One of the earliest memories of my life is feeling very lonely and scared. I remember being around a lot of arguments and fighting and being left with a lot of other family members. When I was around 5, maybe, I was left with someone I guess they trusted. I didn't understand it at the time because I was so young, but they took advantage of me. What I remember till today is the smell of that person, and anything that smelled anything like that just made me feel uncomfortable. I wanted my mum to be around, and the times that she would be around, it just was very abusive. We would pretend like we were going to school. We would dress up in the morning, leave the house and not going to school. So until it got really bad, the teacher actually called our parents. My mum started getting phone calls. She started getting really upset with me, and that's when it came down to that day. She told me to go back to where I came from. Called Childline, and they immediately called the police. Eventually they had no other option than to put me into a children's home. I ended up making as many friends as I could in there because I knew that these kids were the only family I had. We would run away together, we would smoke together, we would go out and steal together. One day we arranged to meet at a party. I ended up going to this party to meet my friends there, and they weren't there, and it was just adults there that wouldn't let me leave. They took me to a bedroom, these two men, where they took turns and raped me. I was 14 years old and I was free to drink and smoke and do everything that I could do to forget, to fill the void. So me and the kids from the children's home would go out looking for a target, and we looked at this lady who looked like she was coming from work, like a businesswoman. So we said, yeah, she looks like she has money. And we tried to snatch her bag, but she wasn't letting go of the bag. So she's pulling, we're pulling, she's pulling, we're pulling. And finally, she let go of the bag, but unfortunately for us, we got stopped by the police and we were charged with robbery. We went on a trial, which the judge found us guilty for this crime and gave me personally a year in a secure unit, which is like a children's prison. After being released early due to good behaviour inside, I got into a relationship with a guy I literally just met on the high road. A short period of time, he became very controlling. That relationship made me feel so worthless to the point where I didn't want to live anymore. So one day I took all the tablets that I could find and I went and sat in the park and took an overdose. I woke up in the hospital where I had to see a psychiatrist, and eventually they discharged me. When I come out of the hospital, the next day I got on the bus. I didn't know where the bus was going. I just wanted to go away from my problems. In my mind, I was thinking, God, why is my life like this? Why do I hate my life so much? I was looking down and I looked up and I saw help center. I immediately rang the bell and got off the bus, and something said to me, go in there. So as I walked inside, there was a service going on, and I remember this sense of, I can't even describe it. It was like amazement and shock at the same time, and I just started crying. As soon as the service finished, I just went to the front and I felt like God was telling me, you're not alone, like I brought you here for a reason. Eventually attending the services, I started learning more about God, learning about how I could change my life. People around me saw the change inside of me. I started being more interactive and speaking more about the issues that I was dealing with. And now I no longer hate my life. I no longer see myself as this dirty girl that's not lovable. Even when things get hard for me, I know that I can go on my knees, I can pray, I can seek God, and I'll find a way. God bless my family are now in the church as well. My son is growing so big, and even my love life is being blessed and God's honored, and I'm now engaged and gonna get married very soon. God has literally transformed my whole life, and He's given me more than I even thought I needed.
I noticed when I had depression was when I was 9 years old, because I was always sad. I didn't find joy in life. In that house, I always felt neglected. I felt unwanted by my mother. I felt like nobody cared. I always felt that my mom didn't like me because of my father. I didn't know what happened to him. I don't know nothing about him, so I always thought it was because of my father, because I looked like him. Since I was growing up, I always got bullied. Since I felt neglected at school, at the house, with the family and everything, I felt worthless. Like, why am I here if I'm not able to make the people around me happy? When I was 13 is when I got introduced to weed, Molly, Xanax, like almost all type of drugs. The suicidal thoughts that I would have, I would now actually do them. I would start cutting myself. I would try to overdose, drown myself. The suicidal thoughts, they were there since I believe I was 9 or 10 years old. It all started when somebody told me that I should go kill myself. And then that's when thoughts started coming, am I really that worthless that I don't deserve to breathe? I was always scared to cut myself or do something until I was 10. That's when I actually started cutting myself, self-harming. I always wanted to know the experience, how it felt to cut yourself, so I did it, and then since I started liking it, I got addicted to cutting myself. I had to cover my arms with bandage, and then led to other parts of my body. My thighs, my hips, my ankles, my shoulders. Well, at first I would stop when I see a little bit of blood, but then it led to I had to see a puddle of blood for me to stop. When I would see the blood every time I would cut myself, I felt relieved. I felt like that problem, it no longer bothers me until it comes again. It was the middle of the night, I couldn't sleep, and then all the problems were coming to my mind. And I don't know, I just got up, I went to the cabinet, I found a bottle, and then I just took the whole entire bottle. And then I felt bad, like I felt my heart beating out of my chest. I felt like if I was dying. I got 2 bottles. They were blood pressure bottles from my grandma. And I took both of them, and then I felt like this time I was for sure going to die, like there was no way out.
Brenda was plagued with thoughts of suicide. Then she found the help she needed.
They showed me the way how to trust in God, how to put my all into God. And then from there on, I learned how to trust in God. I learned how to put my problems into the hands of God, so I wouldn't have to deal with them by myself. So from there, all my anxiety left, my depression left, everything left. Pastor, he was talking about how to put your all to God. Today I feel calm, relaxed, happy. There is no need for me now to go to the world, to party, to do drugs, to do anything that has to involve with the world to make myself happy. My advice to the youth that are going through depression, suicidal thoughts, or self-harming themselves is to put their all into God. Life's worth living.
My dear viewer, leave your fear aside, leave your questions aside, and give your step of faith. Because if you are suffering and you have been knocking at many doors, my question is, if you knock at this door, you know what you have to lose. Maybe you lost many things already. Maybe you have been losing many things already. Give a try, because there are things that only God can solve. And that sometimes has been perhaps your problem. You have been trying to solve your problem, but not through the faith. You have been trying to solve the problem with the strength of your arm. Listen careful, with the strength of your arm. You know, I believe that you are strong. I believe that you who are there, you are a lady, you are a gentleman, you are a warrior. You have been trying to give the best to your family. You have been trying to get rid of your problems, but there are things that the strength of our arm can do it. There are things that only the Father in heaven, only God is able to do. And this is not religious. This is faith. This is intelligent faith. And as these people found help, you can find help as well. The doors of the Universal Church are open for you, and every day you can come to join us. Every day you can come to visit us. If you'd like just to come to talk to a pastor, to talk to me in person, or to talk to someone else, you can come. The doors are open to you. Okay? And tomorrow Wednesday, that is the every Wednesday we have at the Universal Church, the Night of the Soul. And if you'd like to join us in our services at 7 p.m., come with your heart open. Surely something great will take place. Our address is Birger Jarlsgatan 106. We are very close to the t-bana, Tekniska, also not far away from Odenplan. You can join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. and also at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay? And if you'd like more information, you can visit our website, www.uckg.se. You're going to have the address of our branch in Göteborg. Also we have our special work in Oslo. If you are watching me from Malmö, or watch me far away, maybe you are watching us far away from a city, far away from Stockholm or Göteborg, you can contact us, because also we have a way for you to take part of our services. So if you are a person that you are watching me 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, it's impossible for you to come either to Stockholm or Göteborg, you can call us, you can be in contact with us, because we have a way for you to take part of our services. The Universal Church is here to help everyone, but above the church, God is here ready to help everyone. Okay? Was a pleasure to be with you. May God bless your night. Have a blessed night of rest. And tomorrow, 8 p.m., we're going to come back with another program, Problems and Solutions. Take care.
I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
If you want out, that's fine with me!
This program is brought to you by UCKG.